Well, what a pleasure. I'm absolutely delighted to be joined by Bob Schultze for what is his very first ICMA conference as President and CEO of ICMA-RC. Bob, welcome.
Thank you.
Great to have you here.
Yeah.
It's your first ICMA conference.
It is my first ICMA conference, and I must say that what I've seen so far, I'm really impressed. I did a walkthrough of all the logistics and arrangements yesterday with the ICMA staff, and they are preparing for, I think, over 3,700 participants at this conference. It's quite a logistical effort. And we're sponsoring two conferences, or two sessions ourselves. We're hosting one session on investments. It's called Patience, Planning and Process, Investment Strategies for the Future. That's going to be hosted by ICMA staff on Monday mid-morning. And then we have a second session that we're going to host. It's called Game of Life, Play It Right. It's an interactive online program where the focus is on retirement planning and health and wellness.
Give us a little bit of a picture, just for those few folks out there who perhaps aren't familiar with the work of ICMA-RC.
Well, ICMA was set up about 40 years ago. ICMA-RC was as a spin-off of the ICMA Professional Association back in 1972, and we've maintained that partnership for over 40 years. We started with one account with the city manager of Charlottesville, Virginia, and since then we've grown tremendously over the 40-year period. We now have about 1.3 million participant accounts. We have $58 billion in assets under management, and we serve about 9,000 state and local plans. So it's been a tremendous opportunity of growth for the over 40 years, and we've really benefited from that partnership with ICMA. ICMA-RC is the only organization in this space that is exclusively devoted to serving the public sector. All we do is focus on building retirement security for state and local employees. So it's a really noble mission. It's a mission that I'm really comfortable with. I served for 30 years with the state of Virginia, and for the last 10 years as the director of the Virginia Retirement System. And all during that time, our focus at VRS was building retirement security for state and local employees in Virginia. And now we do the same thing here at RC. The only difference is that we're building retirement security for state and local employees across the country.
So Bob, you've been a public servant for 30 years now. So what's changed in this field?
I think it's harder, especially at the local level. You know, the politics are harsher, the politics are more partisan. I think it's very hard for local administrators to keep everyone happy these days. And a lot of their pressure and tension flows downhill. Programs come from the federal level, programs come from the state level, they all have to be administered at the local level, and the money doesn't always flow. And certainly taxpayers nowadays, they want the services, but they don't necessarily want to pay for them. And at the same time, I think attracting and retaining professional public servants at the local level is more and more of a challenge, simply because compensation has fallen behind the private sector. And so I have a lot of sympathy for local administrators. They have quite a few challenges before them, and it's a very noble profession for those, especially for those who can do it well. One of the things that's great about this partnership with ICMA itself is that it gives us an opportunity to mingle and to network with our local plan sponsors, where we get an opportunity to learn what they need from us, we learn what their participants need, and we can better understand how to serve them.